This is part 3 of a 4-part series on searching an academic database for journal articles. Here we will look at an initial search, how to expand results through the use of alternate terms, and how to narrow the search through use of database fields. For now, we're going to search with the default settings. I've entered my first term, teaching, in the first box. I'm clicking search, and we see there's 868,000 results. I'm going to add our second term, nutrition, and hit search, and that brings it down to about 29,000 results. Let's take a look at some of the features of the results page. The left-hand column under refined results shows criteria currently in place as well as a number of limiters that can be utilized. You can change the criteria for search within full text, limit to full text, and limit to peer review in the top section. If I scroll down, I can see limit by source type, which shows me academic journals, magazines, reviews, different types of publications. I can limit by subject terms. I can limit by publication. So if I want to limit by publication, this shows me the top journals, the number of articles in each journal for this particular search. PLOS1 has 886 articles in these results. American Journal of Public Health has 534 articles. So I'm going to scroll back up. And the first thing I'm going to change is I'm going to get rid of the search within the full text of the article. So I click the little X to remove that, and it's gone from 29,000 articles down to just over 3,000 articles. These 3,000 articles are likely to have the search terms in the title, abstract, or subject, which are much more significant than having the term only in the full text. Next, I'm going to click on Limit to Full Text. I'm going to uncheck that. By doing this, the number of results goes up to 8,400 approximately. Originally, there were 3,000 articles, and they were available today, right now. By allowing other articles into the results, those available through Interlibrary Loan or Get It Now, there are an additional 5,000 articles approximately. Next, I'm going to limit to peer review. So I only have articles published in peer-reviewed publications, and there's about 7,700 articles. Note that there are results options available for how the results are displayed. Under the link that says relevance, I can change the way things are displayed. If I want by the newest articles, date newest, to be displayed first, the oldest, or I could do it by author. Also, under page options, we can make changes to how the articles are arranged. For example, by default, there's 10 articles per page. I can make it up to 20, 30, 40, or 50 articles per page. Now I'm going to focus my results a little bit more by putting in my third term, which is high school. When I do that, it goes down to 231 results. I want to note that an author might use a different term than I'm using, but that describes the same thing. For example, they might use the word education. So if I type "or" next to teaching, the database tries to guess what I'm looking for. So I'm just going to select teaching or education and do a search. And instead of 231 results, I have 937. I'm going to add diet as an additional term for nutrition. And I'm going to add adolescents or teenagers as additional terms for high school. So I've gone from 230 results approximately to almost 4,000 by changing the terms I've used in my search. The conceptual areas I'm searching are still the same. I'm just using different terminology. So I'm kind of back in a situation where I have too many results again, and I want to narrow this down and focus it a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to specify one or more terms to be in the title of the article. So, for example, if I put teaching or education, that has to be in the title of the article. I go back down to 300 results. I can do the same thing with nutrition or diet, and it goes down to 113. And I can do the same thing with high school, adolescents or teenagers, and it goes down to 40 articles. So you see that you can manipulate the results by changing the database field in which you're searching. In the next video, part 4, we will look at the record for 2 articles and see how we can obtain the full text for the articles.